step forward.
Welcome to the Then and Now podcast, greatest podcast in the world, multiverse, and all that good stuff. I'm one of your co-hosts, C Diesel. To my left of me, I have Mr. Lelouch V. Otis East, how you doing?
I'm good. Still feeling misportrayed in that intro, but you know, that's a whole nother thing.
You are a villain. Just embrace the role, man. Just embrace it. To the right of me, I have Mr. King of the Comics, Professor E. Ethan Murphy. How you doing, brother?
How do? I'm doing pretty good, brodies. I'm excited for today's topics. So yeah, I'm doing good. How you doing, Brody?
I'm better. I'm better. I'm probably recovering from that stuff. I got that stuff.
You got the Omarion?
That Omarion, man. Omarion was kicking my ass for a couple of days.
Yeah, he got his ass kicked over the weekend, but that's a whole.
He did.
Thing.
Mm-hmm.
Vocally.
Wait.
Not me. I know
Omarion.
That literal Omarion.
Really, God, it's getting better and better. It's the day that keeps on giving, but no, okay.
Yeah, Marby Dudes it was all right. We'll go ahead and jump into it today. So we have a couple of topics, a plethora of topics to talk about today. First and foremost, let's knock out this Obi-Wan finale. Obviously, me being the huge Star Wars fan.
Wait, hold on. What is the Obi-Wan? I thought that show was called Vader. It's not called Vader.
It's not called Vader. No,
you sure it's not called Vader?
I'm 100,000. The thing is that show.
Let's get into it.
Let's get into it.
So the finale obviously ended with Reva, and let me just get to the point. I love the character of Reva and what they've done with her so far. I don't understand why she needed to be in this show. I feel like this show could have been the same, and they could have done everything the same if they would have just took her out of it and had the Grand Inquisitor do everything. Obi-Wan could have killed him or stabbed him in the stomach the same way. He could have left and came back. I don't see, like, she was around and they were characterizing her and trying to give her some backstory, but she did not seem significant to the plot. Like this last episode, did
anything really seem significant besides Vader?
I mean, no. That's not the problem. I didn't mean to interrupt. We don't mean to interrupt.
You're good. You're good.
But
you're good.
Based on what you said with the Reva, the problem wasn't her. The problem was that they didn't use her. Like we find out at the end of the 5th episode. Again, spoiler alert for this show you should not watch. But spoiler for Obi-Wan or Darth Vader, whatever you want to call it. We find out at the end of the 5th episode that Reva is one of the younglings, and we pretty much odds are you assume she was from the beginning, which is why they opened the series with it, but they confirm it then. They should have played up the idea that Reva was gunning for Vader in some way earlier, and they should have had some kind of a confrontation with that earlier. They should have been some like a scene where you see Reva and an old girl. What's her name, Dev? The one that was realized that the Empire was wrong, was actually helping out Obi-Wan and the girl.
Small Game of Thrones shouting.
Yeah. She's over. Yeah, right. They actually have two Game of Thrones people. They have Oberyn and his wife in both different Disney shows. The Mandalorian.
You know what they're doing.
You know what they're doing.
They also snatched up Jon Snow. Don't forget that he's in MCU.
He's in the MCU.
Yeah, he is. Isn't he?
Disney owns the world. Disney owns the world.
His sword too. He has the same kind of sword.
Yeah. That'd be cool, actually.
Does he know what they're doing?
It's pretty much if they actually use that sword that he used as a Jon Snow. But anyways, we're getting way off topic. Sorry about that. But if they had done a lot more, they could have done a lot more with Reva, showing her. Could you imagine how awesome that'd be if you are literally almost not enslaved, but you are taken in at a young age by the man who slaughtered off your family, and from it's almost like Vinland Saga. It's Vinland Saga.
Mm-hmm.
If they had done Vinland Saga and had Reva be Thorfinn, how badass it could have been. So.
Let her get closer to Vader, train under him for a while. Like, go ahead and do Star Wars Force Unleashed with Reva. I would take that.
No, because then they just at that point I don't want the better version of that. I don't want actual Star Wars The Force Unleashed. Sam Witwer still exists, so they can just they can do that. Anyway. Let me stop.
Real quick, we gotta give a shout out to our girl Rain.
Don't just watch the scenes with Vader on YouTube.
Hold on. Okay, hold on. Let's not go that far. I won't say that, Rain. I will say I would encourage you to watch the show. Overall, I think it's a good show. Most of the issues I have is me being a fucking super Star Wars fan.
Yeah, but it's not just you though, because even if it's this is I talked to Otis about before. The show itself is not a well-made show. So I don't know that you should watch it. Now, again, we're talking about the finale. The finale itself, it was, in my opinion, the best episode, the single best episode, and in and of itself, a pretty good episode. But I don't know that it was worth 5 hours to get there. So
just watch Vader do Vader things. That's the whole purpose of this show.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah,
so
that's
we
that's
can
my
get into
take.
the good part in regards to Vader. People may hate me for saying this, although the older Star Wars fans, but I think this is the best version of Vader we've gotten as far as him being characterized.
I don't disagree.
Because I feel like before in the original trilogy, he was supposed to be that grandiose super villain and the pinnacle of evil. This one, you got that to an extent, but you also saw that he wasn't fully just like the machine man yet. Like you saw remnants of Anakin Skywalker, which I think that's the whole point they did with some of the shots and having Hayden Christensen come back. You wanted to have the remnants of Anakin still be within Vader before he just turned into a pure death machine.
Yes, I completely agree. You gonna say something first? No, I agree with what you said there, Dev, because actually it did show. There's a couple of times where it shows layers and complexity of Vader. There's a part, of course, he gets his mask cut off. He's like, "You didn't kill Anakin, I did." There's a part at the end when we do see the cameo from your boy Ian McDermott, whatever his name is, the Emperor, the actor who plays the Emperor. And Vader's all pissed off. Like, I want to go after him. I want to go after him and kill Obi-Wan. And the Emperor's like, "Yo, man, you are getting way too emotional. Chill out." And it kind of just shows how he's still angry and petulant as opposed to just being cool and always calm, collected James Earl Jones style. He's actually very still amped up in a way that you don't see Vader get that much. So it does show different layers and sides of Vader, which is fun, I thought.
All right. No. I still had that there. I forgot all about that. I got rid of the other one. Anyway, get into that. I think the biggest thing that shows that is at the end when he's speaking with Palpatine, and you see that he's like kind of all pissed off and angry, like, "I'm gonna find Obi-Wan, I'm gonna kill this nigga, I'm gonna get him, da da da." And then Palpatine was like, "Hey, bro, you seem kind of mad. You sure you're doing this for me and not just doing this for you?" Right. He's like, "Oh, sure, I'm fucking up. Oh yeah, Master, yeah, for sure. I'm serving you only and you only." And he kind of like centered himself again, and it kind of he like cut the last bits and parts of himself off and became that death machine again.
Yeah, that'd be. I have imagined that or fantasized about that. I would literally kick koala bears to have James Earl Jones' voice for just an hour. Just
that level of voice cracking is like supernatural. Like going from "I am your father" to "No, it's hot."
I don't like sand. It's coarse and rough, and it gets everywhere.
It's actually worth going to the dark side to go from having Hayden Christensen's voice to having James Earl Jones' voice. I'd do it.
Absolutely.
I'm like, okay. Let's see. Get me up. Call my legs.
The one thing I will kind of nitpick at being a super Star Wars fan is in regards to the fighting lore. They made Obi-Wan. They souped Obi-Wan the fuck up in this one. Like for people that don't know how like Obi-Wan's fighting technique, Obi-Wan is a Form 3 saber fighter, I believe. Which is basically he is the perfectionist. He's the best at that form, which means he has the ultimate defense. Like he's not the most like he doesn't really attack and doesn't have the best aggression or best attacking moves, but his defense is impenetrable. Like nobody can really break his defense, which they kind of show because he at the end like you kind of saw him like get back into that form again when in the last Vader fight.
Yeah, he does. He puts the blade over his patented stance, which makes sense. If Obi-Wan would be more defensive, and Vader's more aggressive, that makes perfect sense.
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure. I think Anakin's style was like I think he may have changed it and altered it being Vader because he's not as acrobatic, but it was the most aggressive like offensive style there was, and that's why that last fight was kind of
from based on the prequels and then Clone Wars. So his style is very much more like aggressive.
Offense.
Mm-hmm. Which is cool as fuck, but they had him doing like Yoda shit where he was just like super amped up, throwing like boulders and force rocks and shit. I was like, damn, what is Obi-Wan drinking? Obi-Wan on some steroid. They got him off the roids right now.
Like they went full Mob Psycho with the psychic abilities in this, like just piling on stalagmites. It was like, okay, I enjoyed it though. I really enjoyed it. Like,
yeah, it was cool.
Zai, how you doing?
And getting into that again with Vader, I think they missed the opportunity for him to be like, "Who's at the high ground now, bitch?" I want him to say that so bad.
I don't think they can get James Earl Jones to say that and be okay with it.
He's back. There he goes.
Sorry about that. Internet time problems.
No, you're
all
good. Yeah, it was a good fight in general. That was just me nitpicking certain things. I was like, damn, they got Obi-Wan kind of strong than he normally would be, and kind of playing outside of character.
Yeah.
But it was dope. Granted, for people that don't know, Vader is significantly weaker than Anakin was. Like at the end of Revenge of the Sith, that was his strongest he has been and will ever be, because he has the best connection to the Force. So they had him like super amped up at the end.
It's real quick. Yes, we will be getting to the top 10. Or not top 10. It'll be
top 3.
It'll be top cartoon. Amazing. The best cartoon openings of all time very soon. We cannot spoil what's on there. So if you're looking for that, possibly.
Like, are we talking about the version of Code Lyoko with words or without words? Because there is a difference. Like I need to know.
I don't even remember what that theme song was.
Oh,
I watched that. I remember the theme song.
I remember that.
I remember the theme song.
Moving on. Let's
right.
We'll go and get to the good stuff, the gritty stuff, and the boys. Episode 6, I believe, Herogasm.
Yeah.
I went through and read majority of the boys and read through the whole thing, and I was really interested to see how they're going to do this. It wasn't as crazy as I thought it was going to be, honestly. For as much as they amped it up, it was bad. It
was crazy,
but for what it was in the comics and what I thought they would do with it, from what they've done so far,
yeah,
it was bad. It wasn't as bad as the first episode of the season, though.
The thing is,
he opened the door and got like the biggest possible wad ever. Like,
sword and ropes.
My thing's like, why would you want to open doors at an orgy? Because whatever's going on behind those doors is probably worse than what's going on in the open. So like,
I'm not here to judge or condemn how other people do their orgies. That's y'all know me. That's literally on my license plate. It says that. But but it's there's a lot of choices they made at that Herogasm that I'm like, nah, I'm good.
It was
wild, man. There's a part. I mean, we're gonna talk one quick spoiler. There's a part where your boy Mother's Milk opens the door and just gets, blasted. So that's why if it's a superhero or super powered or it happens, like that right there is the exact reason why I would not go. Is that I could get blasted by opening the door.
So. Possibly die too, because that's a big point they say in the comments, is that all the normal people there are like prostitutes they pay to be there, and a lot of them just die because the heroes don't care what happens to them.
Yeah, a lot of them die. So, I mean, they even showed in the comic where what's his face, his wife gets. I think she dies giving birth to the kid. It wasn't what's his face, his kid?
Oh, Rebecca.
Yeah, didn't she die giving birth to Homelander?
She didn't even give birth. The baby was just like, I'm out of here, I'm done, and just ripped herself out. It was,
but it's just
but your
genetics
on the spot.
Yeah, superhero genetics can mess up human genetics pretty quickly.
But yeah,
anyways,
let's get to the good part of this, the end, because we already know this is what we're all looking forward to, and so we all been hyped up about. It was very therapeutic to see Homelander get a little bit of drop down on the totem pole a little bit.
Right?
They jumped that nigga in the gang.
Thanos treatment. Like, absolutely.
That was 2 seasons worth of ass beating, just of anger, just like taking out like, we can fuck you up now. Hell yeah.
That was every like I feel like Anthony Starr owed a whole bunch of people money, and like how about we do this to pay you back? Yeah. So that was great. But it reminded me, I told this earlier, Dev. I know you're a Supernatural fan as well. I'm a huge Jensen Ackles fan. I used to love episodes of Supernatural where it'd be him and Sam, Dean and Sam, like going 2-on-1 against like a demon or something that's well beyond their scope. It was kind of fun to watch Jensen Ackles back in the title doing that with Carl Urban as his wingman, so to speak. So it's cool.
I thoroughly agree. Like first seeing them, go 1-on-1 and seeing like, oh, like this is closer than it. Like, oh, it's not close. It's not close.
Yeah.
I don't know, because they made it seem like it would be closer than what it was, and I was kind of disappointed at that. I was just like, damn. Which I guess it makes sense because he's Superman, and I don't know, but Fun
Well,
fact, I don't know if you guys know, but that fight scene took them 5 days to film, like the choreography.
I did not know that.
It took
That's
them
pretty
5
dope.
days the practice.
I'm
and
not
shit.
surprised.
I'm not surprised either. Yeah. Let me ask you this: how long do you think a majority of the fight scenes took to film in Obi-Wan, the show?
A lot longer. I've seen footage of
But do they look like it? Do they look like it? Was the quality of fights in Obi-Wan better than that quality of fight?
Well, because a lot of the actors did their own stunts, and a lot of them didn't have experience with a saber before. Like the actor that plays Reva, I can't remember her name off the top of my head,
So
but she showed footage of like her practicing with like they basically gave him like a kendo stick, and she'd be there like running drills and like practicing that choreography so they could actually do that in the final scene because they all did their own stunts for that, so they wouldn't have cutaways and stuff.
Yes. Real quick to address Human Hunter 205, there was that I guess they probably saw, of course, the fight scene between, or that death match between Omni-Man and Homelander.
Oh, the death battle.
Death battle, where Omni-Man properly executed that dude.
Like that's not a close fight at all.
Yeah, not a close fight at all. But yeah.
Which you see the main reason why he loses that in this episode, where he's finally fighting people that
on his level
have the same strength as him.
Yeah,
and I'll argue like with Soulja Boy, like he had more of a fighting prowess than he did.
He's used to fighting. He actually knows how to fight.
Yeah,
Homelander doesn't know how to fight at all. He's just a bully with powers. That's the whole point.
Right.
Which is why he left. I mean, he could have. I would imagine that Homelander could have stayed and beaten them, but he has no idea how to fight. Really, he doesn't know what he's doing. So he's
He's just throwing random punches and shit.
Punches.
The thing I'm really liking, they gave him the Willem Dafoe Green Goblin kind of treatment in the mirror, which I thought was cool. I thought that was cool. Because you kind of seen him get a little bit of dissociative identity disorder in there, kind of sort of, where he's talking to himself and he's like, "I got us out of those bad situations before. You was being a bitch the whole time." And so I guess maybe they're kind of playing on for people that I'm not going to spoil it for people that haven't read the Boys comic, but the ending there may be kind of pattern there, kind of sort of. I don't know if they're going to go that direction, but it was interesting for sure.
I think I know what you're referring to.
Right.
I think I do. Real quick, we got to rank these. Disassociative villain talking to himself in the mirrors. Gollum, Green Goblin, and Homelander. What's your number 1, number 2, number 3?
Green Goblin's number 1. Omni-Man's number 2. Gollum number 3.
That's okay. What you got?
Probably the exact opposite of Dev's list.
Yeah, mine would probably be Gollum number 1, and Homelander number 2, and Green Goblin number 3. Yeah.
Yeah, rocking with Defoe.
No, not even a little bit.
I like to more in home and No Way Home.
It's like some of Gollum's rants to himself were crazy. Like he's number 1 easily for me.
Academy Award. I mean, they're literally Academy Award like nominated kind of level rants to yourself.
It was all right.
Yeah. Speaking of lists, we gotta get to the bread and butter of today's episode.
Right. Let's go ahead and get to this then. We'll get to these top 3 lists of cartoon openings. I know that's what everybody came here for.
Right on. We were playing the footage. What game is this?
Yes, this is so for people that haven't seen this game before. Let me go ahead and do it. I think it's right here. There we go. This is called Fusion Fall. So this is like an online MMORPG that Cartoon Network released on their website I started playing this when I was in elementary school. So this had to be like 2000 and like 7 maybe.
Yeah.
You were in elementary school in 2007?
I know, right?
I was paying taxes or trying to pay taxes in 2007.
I was in first grade in 2007.
2007, I think I was a sophomore in high school.
Jesus. I do like the animation is very, they're clear.
2009 was the release date. January 14, 2009.
That's even worse. I'm even older. But I love how this is very much anime styled, but they're still 100% Cartoon Network characters.
It was cool, man. I rocked because they had a free version. I played that as long as I could, and then me and our family had a office PC, but it was very trash. And like literally to download Star Wars Old Republic, it took me like 3 whole days to download that entire game on that computer. That just running straight.
I'm just glad to see that I'm not the only one that's grown up here. Other people who were in college too. Thank you.
Grown ass motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's get into this top. This
So-
number 3.
So I want to go Dev OE or the list, because I know we're gonna go all of our number 3s, then all of our number 2s, and all of our number 1s. But you want to go
Right.
like Dev, then Otis, then me? Do it that way?
Works for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I have no
so
preference.
let me
You
go and
got
queue up
the-
your. So I got your video here. So once.
All right. Without audio, can we talk over the video playing, or is it just gonna?
Yeah. No, there's no audio. It's just the video. But
Gotcha,
you're going number 3 for it. Goes. Do your 3.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So for me, drum roll, please. My 3 is 16. For people that have not seen this at all, this is like a cartoon that came out.
Where's the? Sorry, my bad.
It's the last one on there.
My bad.
No, you're good. This show, this theme song was dope because it's like a rock intro theme song, and it was. I still this day I still know all the words to this song by heart.
He's
The show
trying
is
to find his way. Got a new job when I started the mall today. Thank God I'm on my own for the first time.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Thank you. I appreciate you for jogging my memory. Yeah, the show really wasn't that great at all as a show, but that song made it better. Like I would get amped to watch it after hearing that song, and I would just want to be in the mall not doing shit like these kids all day every day. But again, no car, no job. Mom would not let me leave.
I'm pretty sure. For 16-year-olds, it was pretty accurate. That's what 16-year-olds did: go to the mall, be there with their friends. Some people had jobs there, some people didn't. I mean,
and these dudes had new jobs every single episode. Somebody had a new job.
Craig, what's good, buddy?
What's up, Craig? So I'll be honest, I actually hadn't even heard of this show when Dev, because the way it was, we found out what each other's list was. I found the clips and everything else. I hadn't even heard of 16, and the first time I typed it in actual letters as opposed to the number 6. Couldn't find it. I had to actually make sure I looked at the right way. So this is completely an unknown to me. But when I listened to the lyrics in the song, I was like, oh yeah, if I was a young buck, this would definitely be. If I was a teenager or whatnot.
Late Cartoon Network shows. I don't blame you for not knowing it.
Yeah, it was like an era where Cartoon Network was doing like it's a Canadian animation studio.
It was Canadian.
They did that. They did Total Drama Island. Like they had a couple of shows for Cartoon Network at that point in time where they were just shoveling them out because they're making money and kids were loving them. Me being one of them.
Right on. Okay.
Yeah, but that was dope.
As Told by Ginger is definitely up there. Because Macy Gray did a thing. Macy Gray definitely did a thing for that one.
By the way, that's my cousin. I love her to pieces. Tiki. What up?
What up, Tamara? Thanks for joining in. Appreciate you.
Love you. Okay, so it's your number 3, Brody.
All right, so for me being me, I got to be a complete contrarian to everything that we're doing. So since the theme was going by best cartoon, I had to be opposite and do anime. And my number 3 is a classic, Tank from Cowboy Bebop.
Is it count? I mean, it is, but because there's no words, we count that though. Technically,
why would we not? Because it's the opening.
Tank is plenty words.
It is the open. What words
and
are there?
3, 2, 1, let's jam.
Didn't I mean, that's words. Those are words. Those aren't sounds. Those are words.
Okay. Oh, hey, I'll take it. I'll take it. I'm just when I heard cartoon openings, I'm thinking like Saturday morning cartoon, like jingles / songs. I don't know. It works.
Not wrong.
I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at it.
You're not wrong, Dev. That's definitely songs have words in them. However, I still feel like the song could be wordless. There's plenty of great beats or themes that you can't get out of your head. You know what I mean? So
true. If that's the case, we use that by the case. I think that should have been higher on his list, but I got to see the rest of his list though. If everything you have is not harder than Tank, I'm gonna be hurt.
Yeah, my list is pretty nice, but I also went pretty recent with mine because there's always a lot of love for the older shows. I want to give some love to some newer stuff. So number 3 is Tank for me.
Well, that's one thing I like about this list. The 3 of us, as anyone knows, we are very different people. We love each other to pieces. We're Brodies, but we have very different tastes and everything, basically. So these 3 lists, there's no crossover at all on this list. And true to form with the name of the show, Then and Now, my list has a bunch of older tracks than these 2 young bucks. So speaking of which, I'll go and get to my number 3 now.
I think I had the newest stuff. That is the.
Well. You have the newest stuff,
What's
but mine is like the most deliberately iconic old stuff. And the Dev's like they're right in the middle in a way. So it's kind of.
And I kind of figured you go in that direction, E, because I haven't seen your list, but I got an idea of some stuff that's in trash.
You know what's on my list.
Man chose the original He-Man theme song.
I don't think anyone ever chose that.
Or the Flash Gordon theme song.
No, God.
That's not even that. That's not even animated.
I'm not that racist. All right, so
Oh God.
My number 3
a
is,
lot on this show. I'm just saying.
I think y'all will still know this, even though y'all young as hell. This is my number 3. Is of course.
Oh, DuckTales.
Life is like a hurricane here in Doug. Bro, oh my God, yeah, bro.
Yeah.
Funny enough, my stepdad had that on DVD, and we would watch that with him. It's like one of the only times I fucked with that nigga when I was early, like me being young. I was like, I don't really like you like that, but we can watch these cartoons together though.
It brings families together. It literally brings families together. Yeah. The thing about DuckTales too, like even though just you instantly get the DuckTales, ooh, ooh, the ooh, ooh. Everyone knows it. Ooh, ooh, real quickly.
Yeah, I'm sorry. It is Ben 10.
It's Ben 10. It's animated. It's animated.
Ben 10,
yeah. This game basically has
Ben
all
10
the
and number 5.
characters.
Yeah. Okay. Now we're going back to Dev. It's your number 2.
My number 2. This is gonna be a classic, a Black Hood classic. For everybody. Everybody loves this unanimously, especially in the Black culture. It is Proud Family.
Okay.
Oh yeah, bro. It's obviously for obvious reasons having Destiny's Child sing this was iconic. Literally, you can go to any cookout, go to any school, anywhere, and just randomly start singing this, and you're gonna hear another Black person somewhere continue to sing this with you. And it's crazy because it's like it's maybe like a generation older, but like younger Black kids that like my god sister, she's like 4 or 5, and she'll
Darkwing Duck. Darkwing Duck definitely.
It almost made mine. Almost. I don't know. It may be on Ethan's. Maybe.
I think Johanna, if I'm pronouncing that correctly, is talking about how they believe the Proud Family song was okay. I think that's what they're saying.
That's cool. That's cool.
I mean, Solange Knowles was, she was dope back in the day.
No, but Disney had a nice little phase of like trying to get like female artists to do their voice openings for stuff, and they had some nice runs.
Christina Milian on the Kim Possible one was hard too.
Wait, that's her. Wait, Christina Milian.
Oh, really?
That was hard. I had a mean crush on Christina Milian, boy.
Yeah, everybody did.
Then I saw Wayne was dating her, and I was like, well, that's it for me.
That's it for me. We're not gonna talk about Wayne's rogue gallery. Like that's a
Wayne got a hit.
We got a hit list for real.
I don't know who got a better hit list. Wayne or
Dev, are you saying though before you knew she was dating Wayne that you had a chance, that you were banking on that happening?
Yes, not even a chance. Not even the chance. It's like, damn, she's dating Wayne. She is not about to date me like that.
Oh yeah, you're too.
At that point, to me, Wayne was the GOAT rapper. At that point, he's the best rapper alive. I'm like, she dating the best rapper alive, bro. She is not fucking with me after that. I mean, she's a standard now. She is a standard.
But hey, she also dealt with Nick Cannon for a time. So I mean,
yeah, Nick was Mr. Nickelodeon though.
Nick Cannon I don't know how he got around that much. He was the original Pete Davidson as far as like getting women he shouldn't get.
Pete got a mean hit list. That's
a whole other list. Is a Pete hit list.
Let's not do that. Let's
not do that.
Let's go back to cartoon.
all right, buddy. Oh, it's your up. It's your number 2.
All right, my number 2. If I'm mistaken, is Contradiction from God of High School.
You're not mistaken.
And I wish we can get some of the audio for this because this opening is one of the best openings I've ever heard for any anime period. It's God of High School came out in what was like 2019, 2020,
8 or 9.
Yeah, it was like right before the
pandemic.
Yeah.
But I mean, that song itself was charting before it actually ended up on the show, and then they just said, "Oh, you know what? This is a nice fusion. Go ahead, put that together." And then Contradiction ended up being like one of the greatest openings for anime of all time to me.
The opening and the visuals, everything is perfect for that. The lighting that he used, the lighting technique is fantastic. Real quick, news update. Apparently, Christina Milian married a pastor. Is that true?
Good for her.
I mean, wait. I thought that was Megan Good ended up marrying a pastor. Well, she did too.
She did. Yeah, they probably both did.
They probably
got the
both
Holy
do.
Ghost, boy.
He's got it was a phase.
that-
Pastor Zaddy's, I guess.
You say
I don't know.
dating very pastors was a phase.
Tyler Perry movie.
This is just here for Dev alone.
That is 100% a factual statement. Yes.
I feel
There's a
like
reason. There's a reason I'm a J. Cole fan now, and that's my favorite rapper of all time now. It was Wayne.
You have to stop typing in other people's accounts under different names. Just say your own opinion.
If I started doing that, you would not like me at all because I'd be rooting myself on. I'd be trolling really hard.
You trolling. Real quick, I have to bring this up too.
No, wait.
Yeah, that right there. Yeah, so that's that. I know. I'm actually surprised. I mean,
of a friend.
you see that right there. Oh, you see that? You see what he just said about Yu Haga show.
That's my number 4. It didn't make my list.
Okay.
I got another new one on number 1, and that one's a bop.
I don't know where to go. Well, I don't know about you, bro. I gotta put that. Was hard. You were doing anime openings, it'd be up there for me.
If we're just doing if you're doing exclusively anime openings, it'd find its way in there.
That's my number 4. That's my number 4 easily. But I mean, the vocals are just like completely off key. But no,
that's what I was gonna say. Do you want to go ahead?
Tenjo Tenge openings. Oh my goodness.
Just you want to go ahead and sing the vocals? Try to match the key of the singer.
I like to use like correct notes.
Yeah, that's out of my voice range. I tried it, but I am sick right now. Even in my best day, I don't know if I can hit the notes.
I think
she was sick too.
To get to those notes, I think you need like at least a pinky nail full of coke to hit that. I'm just saying.
At least.
Pinky nail. How many sugar bet, babe? Sugar bet.
Serious bumps. That serious bump there.
So we're on your number 2.
My number 2. So my number 2 is a slapper. I know y'all have seen it before, but I'm not sure if it's the one you want me to say. But too bad. I gotta go. Rock the Dragon.
Fair enough.
Ball Z. So back in the day, this was the original opening that aired before Toonami was around. So when I saw that, I was like, "What is this?" And it was my first kind of introduction to like a rock and EDM in a way that blended. And actually, this is dope. And I love that opening because it almost all of it is just clips from the movies, and there's like one part from the show. And I was like, I can't wait to watch this stuff because old school openings would have clips
actual scenes from the show. None of it happened there. Nope.
I can't wait to watch the part where Goku slides on a tree and then Krillin does a massive dick. Nope, none of that happened. None of that happened actually in the show.
Enzons everywhere.
Yeah.
Fun fact with me, because at first I didn't even know that was an anime. I played Dragon Ball Budokai was my first video game I owned. So I heard that theme song in the game, like the opening credits of the game, and I was like, oh, this is hard. I replayed. I would purposely wait for that to happen every time.
Yeah, it was. That's some of the best part too. Is that if a song slaps so hard that you actually go out of your way to watch it over and every time, watch the opening every time or whatnot. So yeah, that was one of mine. Speaking of which, Brody, it's your. I'm sorry, Dev. Dev, it's your turn to hit us up with your. This is your number 1 banger too.
Right. Yeah. Me touch on the Scooby-Doo. What's New Scooby-Doo is almost like my number 4, by the way.
No, that's he said a pup named Scooby-Doo. I don't know if
a pup named Scooby-Doo. Yeah, I would put that up there.
Yeah,
that was a banger too. Yeah, that's actually the best one.
That's actually, I think that's before your time. Yeah, Charlie.
Way before, apparently.
Yeah,
and I watched like the original, like when Batman was on Scooby-Doo.
Yeah, it's after that. Pup Named Scooby-Doo, I think, was only on Cartoon Network. I think it was like late 90s, early, I think maybe like 99, 2000.
I think it predates Cartoon Network. I think it was like NBC or ABC. It was like a Saturday morning cartoon originally.
Yeah.
Originally, and
they were teenagers and kids, and instead of like mid-teens to adults, what they were in the Mystery Machine.
They're like 12 and 11 or something.
They gotta be for them to be riding around the country by them themselves.
Yeah, because I'm not sure they got around the country by them without a license or whatnot. But it was one town. Their town was like effed up, so everything all kinds. It's kind of like the Hawkins and Stranger Things. I think.
Right. Pup Named Scooby-Doo was 1988. It ended in 91. I was way off.
Yeah. Random tangent. Did y'all watch that newer Scooby-Doo where it was like Stranger Things? It was like a mystery in the town.
Yeah, the more recent ones.
Yeah, that was hard. I like that show. That was
animated or live action?
It's animated.
It's animated. It's they actually go through and like actually get into their lives some and give them actual personalities beyond the stoners riding around in a van.
It's like animated Stranger Things, pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
I would watch that.
It's really well done. It's really well done.
really good. It's like one of the last Cartoon Network gems they had before it went.
Samurai Jack.
Yeah.
I never really liked the intro for that. It was.
I love that.
It's like watch out. Got to get back.
Yeah.
Back up. It's a ding, ding, ding. Yeah, it's dope. It's a dope one. It's a dope.
Bro,
It was
I
okay
remember
to
that.
me.
I
I remember it.
I remember
Okay.
Jack. Yeah, I know my cousin watched that pup named Scooby Doo. I know she watched that. She was a Scooby head too.
I'm gonna listen to it. It's
No,
still probably not better than What's New Scooby Doo though. I ain't gonna lie. What's New Scooby Doo was different. That was different.
Possibly not. It's different.
No.
It's different.
Well,
Speaking of dopeness, so this one I actually do. This is a banger. Your number one is a banger. I like a lot. So whenever you're ready.
Oh
So
yeah, let's
me?
go get.
Charlie.
No, it's
me.
Darren's number one first.
Yeah, go ahead.
We're gonna get to this Lil Romeo superhero static shot. This because initially the first opening was not that. I think this is the opening.
This is the second.
the
opening
second season? The second season, I think.
After Lil Romeo actually made an appearance on the show.
Yeah, it was, bro. Oh my god,
As
it was
himself.
dope.
Yeah, as himself.
It was dope. It was dope. I really rocked with that. I would literally, me and my little brother, because I've told y'all before how like we would go when Blockbuster was still a thing. Me and my brother, every time we would go get I think the first and second season of that show. And
I don't think
every
you can move your
time,
birthday, Craig. So,
yeah, I think y'all birthday twins, right? That's y'all
yeah.
same birthday.
You are. Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
But you were saying that you would get the Little
Yeah.
Romeo season specifically just to listen to the opening?
Well, not specifically for that, but we get the first season and the second season if it was there. But every time me and my little brother, every time would always wait for that opening. We would never skip that opening, no matter what. We would sing.
Yeah,
the
I would not.
opening every time.
I
To
would
the point
not.
my mom will literally like it'd be 11 o'clock at night and she come in there and smack us upside the head to go to sleep. That's supposed to be sleep anyway. Yeah, but that's
Well,
I digress.
No. So here's the thing, though. With I was talking to Otis about this before. You remember Mace, who used to sing with P Diddy back in the '90s? He's also a pastor now, but he was like one of the first like monotone rappers I remember, and it feels like Little Romeo on this track is going full monotone rapper. By the way, I forgot the other thing we're supposed to do. The other thing we're supposed to talk about today. We can address it after this list, I guess. Talking about a monotone rapper or singer also. But
Oh damn! Oh, you got a smoke for boy. Okay, never mind. You don't like Aubrey at all. Okay. Otis, you're number one.
Yeah, my number one. If I was going to more classic stuff and not doing newer stuff, is would have been the Samurai Champloo intro. But since it's not, I'm doing new stuff. I got to go with Pink Blood from. I never get her name right. What is her name?
yeah, I can't. That's not gonna happen. I'm not gonna even try.
It's 2 year turn. Okay, I haven't.
The salt, yeah.
That's the one where like he's like a rock, right? Or something. He's like a thing.
Yeah, he started off as a rock and then kind of progressed through. But it was made by the same person that made the intros for Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2.
I got you right here. I got you right here. So
Wasn't it Simple and Clean?
It's called. Where did I put that track at? Oh, where did I put it?
We gotta do video games.
Oh, yeah.
at some
Here
point,
it is.
too. We gotta make that. Put that on the list.
And it was called Sanctuary.
Yeah, Sanctuary. Yeah, but huge shout out to Sanctuary. I mean, but that's not a cartoon. That's a video game. But same artist that made Sanctuary and Simple and Clean from Kingdom Hearts also made that intro for Pink Blood to Your Eternity.
Right.
So if you haven't heard of that, please check it out. It's definitely worth it.
Yeah, and I'll be honest. I told Otis before. I can't. That show made me cry so many times. So now, if I hear,
Thank you, Zai. Thank you. I could not remember her name to save the life of me. Utada Hikaru.
Utadu Hikari. Okay. Yeah, but I can't even hear her voice on any song. Pretty much, I'll just want to cry. So because that show,
Right.
she messed me up pretty bad.
Random side tangent. There were a million versions of Simple and Clean done on Spotify. I wanted to find the one song one day to add it to a nerd playlist I had, and I found like 4 different openings of it, like 4 different versions of it. I was like, Jesus Christ! There's like, I don't know why.
Yeah.
You said his top 3 was Kim Possible, Ed and Eddie,
and Kolioko.
I ain't mad at Ed and Eddie or Kim Possible. I ain't mad at that.
Why Koli? Like again, I gotta. Is it with the words for Kolioko without? Because like with the words, like that white dude singing, he wasn't hitting it for me, bro. Like
I'm gonna go rewatch
I need
that.
to know
Why?
You go listen to that.
It's kind of like the Yu Yu Hakusho where it's a weird. It's like I don't know, this voice matches, but people are fans of it.
We're not about to. Don't get on Smile Bomb. That's what we're not about to do today.
I know.
We're not about to get on Smile Bomb. I'm not gonna let y'all do that to Smile Bomb.
Yes,
I mean,
he's right,
no,
Chris. I'm guessing Chris is talking about
To Your Eternity.
To Your Eternity, right? Yeah.
Literally, that anime just sad for the just sad as hell. I was like,
yes,
okay.
it they really build up characters just to make you get hurt by them dying. Like that's the whole name of the show.
Yeah, that's literally what
Game of Thrones show. You just don't get attached to any characters anymore after like the third time. You're like, okay, I can't like them anymore because they're gonna die probably.
Yeah,
pretty much.
Yeah, it is what I mean. It's it's one of those things where it's kind of like it's a weird comparison, but it's like 12 Years a Slave or whatnot. It's like I love this movie. I will never watch it again. I don't know that I can ever watch.
Oh no! I'll listen to that intro. I will definitely listen to that intro. And for anyone that's watching this that has not seen it, though, this is me putting you on. Go watch Your Eternity.
Oh yeah, definitely go watch it. Please.
Your cousin dropped the gym. That Phineas and Ferb though.
It's 104 days. Some of it come along to spend it.
That Phineas and Ferb. That was
a problem for our generation is to find a good way to spend it.
Jesus Christ, dude.
I know the intro to every intro song ever almost. Yeah.
I still remember I don't know why, but I still remember like 4 or 5 different Power Ranger intros from like SPD to Mystic Force, not Mystic Force, to Ninja Storm to Jungle Fury, Dino Thunder. Basically, all the ones in Milo era. In my era,
it's all the same tone, just rearranged for whatever. It's all with the original Power Rangers theme, just slightly arranged different to sound
G.
For whatever it is. Bro.
I can't say that one. I can't say that, G. I can't. Nah, bro. You gotta put some more respect on them on that one, because I know them all by heart. I'm like, I can see what you mean for like, at least the ones that had like Tommy in them, like Dino Thunder. Because I guess it had Tommy, there was the Green Ranger directly in that one. But for like SPD, I wouldn't say that. For Ninja Storm, I wouldn't say that. Just they like purposely made those like the vibes really different on those. But
yeah,
that's
the SPD was Space Patrol Delta, right?
Yeah,
that was definitely a rearrangement of the original thing. Like that was for sure arrangement of the original. Like absolutely, like no change. It just fitted so Space Patrol Delta could fit into it. Like, sure, they switched up the music slightly, but it's still the same original tones.
Oh, you mean they literally found a way to like cram the wording in there, even though it was like the song originally written.
Power Rangers, Space Patrol Delta. Like it's literally Mighty Morphin rearranged. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I agree to disagree on that one.
Okay, so I guess we get moving here real quick.
What up, Mike?
What up, Mike? Big Mike. For those who don't know, Mike is literally 6'9" and can pick up a school bus.
Freckles, my boy.
And that is, we're not talking about Takashi 6'9".
No. I would never do that.
Yeah,
I would never do that.
So, talking about his height. Yeah.
So real quick before we get to my number one, we'll do I got to hit up. I'm sorry. I got to hit up this honorable mention. Sorry.
You really don't honorable mention. I had to think of an honorable mention now.
Oh, honorable mention Pokemon. Honorable mention.
There's a lot of honorable mentions.
South Park, like South Park intro is legendary.
Come on down to South Park. That's the thing. We were trying to make this so that we could, because we have so much content to cover. If we did a top 10 list, a piece of all of ours, there'd be a lot more stuff on here. But we pretty much made it like a top 3 to make it so we could be a little faster. But because I cut all the clips, I went ahead and gave myself an honorable mention.
Koyoko for sure had the word. It was the exact same opening as the one with words, just without the words, and that's the one that I prefer.
Which one?
You and this Koyoko beat this episode.
We got to put up what they're saying so people know what's happening here. So there. All right, and
my honorable mention. I'm gonna throw it out real quick. Family Guy. I'm gonna throw it out. That's my honorable mention.
So that's your Family Guy.
Yeah.
Right. So my honorable mention actually is up on here. I'm gonna throw it up real quick. My honorable mention is, of course,
Animaniacs. Yeah.
The original Animaniacs, not the. I mean, the one, the reboot one was still good, but didn't have any of the. A lot of characters got dropped off because of various reasons. So I had to make that as a quick honorable mention. My actual number one, though, if I didn't put this on the list, my cousin would probably disown me for real.
Oh, the Ninja Turtles.
Everyone knows this.
Oh yeah, boy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. They're the world's most fearsome fighting team.
See, people still know that track. You can tell it's a good song when people 30 years later know the bars. So
is it only 30? I feel like
it came out in 80. The first cartoon was in 89, I think 88, 89. So it's pushing 40. It's not 40 yet.
Granted, I'm
30
also a
over 30
rarity
years.
because I had
Nigga
Over
Turtles.
30 years.
I had the DVD versions of like that specific one at home, so I was watching that. So I don't know if that's like a cheat code for me or not, but
It's not a cheat code. I mean, a little bit, not too bad. I mean, there's how many different iterations of that show are there of the Turtles? There's
a bunch actually.
yeah, maybe a
But they
Best
make a new one
one-
every year. It feels like. So Zai does
Yeah.
not approve of the Ninja Turtles.
And they're not bad to me. They're either good or mid. I haven't really seen a bad Ninja Turtles show I can think of.
Back to the future. No, Back to the Sewers when they were in the future. That one was pretty good.
oh yeah, I remember that one.
Oh,
That
The
was
sequel of the good one, of like 2000.
Yeah, that was one of the sequels of the good one. Yeah.
yeah.
They tried to do a couple different little spin-offs of that,
So-
and they just didn't work.
Well, okay, so real quick then, Exiana, what is your number one? I'm curious. You've been in here since the jump. What is your number
Right.
one?
Ziana.
Is Ziana? That's what it is. Okay.
Yeah,
I'm
Ziana.
surprised you didn't have Pokemon as your number one, Otis.
No, I was trying to go 9 major ones, except for Cowboy Bebop. I cannot make a list of music and not acknowledge Tank because it's a super classic for me.
Okay,
No.
so I'm gonna ask
Tank
you
is
this.
a classic.
You tried to make it more difficult, but do you actually like those better than Pokemon?
Yes, yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Like
This
Pink
nigga
Blood, I'll
straight.
listen to over Pokemon intro any day of the week. Same thing with Contradiction for God of High School. Any day of the week, I'm playing those for Pokemon.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what it comes down to, Dev. You have to on your playlist, like would you be at the gym or what you put in your car or whatever. I can't. I'm gonna be bumping Pokemon.
I
I'm gonna
do.
be the very best. No, I don't care about that.
I have a nerd playlist on Spotify with all my favorite cartoon openings and anime openings and video game soundtracks, and Pokemon gets played probably like top 4 most frequently. Like I don't
Like,
skip that.
Like the original Pokemon might not be my favorite Pokemon song because like the Pokemon rap is a bop to me. That second Pokemon intro is dope to me. Trying to think of other. Of course, like something like the Boondocks intro. Obviously,
Well, that's
you
what
have to
she-
put that
so-
out.
I forgot
Like-
about the
So yeah,
man.
I am the stone that the builder refused. Yes, I
Mm.
wanted to put that up here as her number one / with Samurai Champloo.
Yeah, I mentioned Samurai Champloo earlier because again, like when it comes to anime intros, like that is my number one. Period. Like if we're just
Yeah.
talking about straight up, but if I'm doing unknown stuff, I'm gonna put Pink Blood up there.
Pinky
So what's
and
the
the
song called?
brain.
Battle Cry for Samurai Champloo.
Battle
right?
Cry, yeah.
Yeah, Battle Cry. I have that. I think I have that CD. Yo, I forgot this one.
The
You know, I kind of got to it. Pinky the Brain. Pinky the Brain. That song is specifically though is the bop.
Laboratory Mice, the Genius of the Spice.
Laboratory mice. We're Pinky and the brain. Yeah, that was
That's
hard.
a classic. That's a classic, super classic.
I may put that Spotify playlist out because I have all these songs are on that Spotify playlist of all these like cartoon.
And, another one, it doesn't have any
Another one.
words, but that old X-Men intro was a bop.
Oh,
yeah.
yo, that was the no lyrics, but that was still that was so iconic. That spoiler alert for Doctor Strange 2. When your boy shows up, it plays that theme for him.
I ain't gotta acknowledge Danny Phantom. Danny Phantom was hard.
Yeah, I still know all the words to the Danny Phantom rap.
American Dragon Jake Long. That was
Oh
hard.
my god, I'm upset that I still know the words to American Dragon.
Yeah, I know. I actually know the words for that too. I'm even proud of that.
I'm gonna rewatch that at some point. I'm gonna go back and rewatch all these.
Pop-Up Girls intro is also a bop.
Yeah, that was the
True.
ding.
No, again, no words. Like there's so many. Johnny Bravo intro is underrated, low key.
Digimon boy.
Yeah,
Digimon, digital monsters.
Digimon,
More power.
Even
You know what's
Data
funny?
Squad. I like Data Squad too. I ain't gonna lie.
I don't
Over,
remember the Data Squad intro.
Do y'all remember the Ghost, the Ren and Stimpy? It's a way back, but Ren and Stimpy is like dink.
I
Ding,
know the cartoon, but I don't remember the
I don't
intro.
remember the intro.
Yeah.
I remember
It's
Rocco's
a-
Modern Life intro, but I don't remember
Rocco's Modern. Yeah, it's a much more drawl, but it's
Rocco's
still.
Modern Life. Yeah, that one. Yeah.
Regular Show was another iconic one for it was like 2 seconds of like a sound effect, but I'm gonna throw that in there. Adventure Time for sure.
Yeah,
another
Adventure Time is
off key bop. Adventure Time. Yeah.
It's off the banger.
That's
Adam's
hard.
Family. So Craig, was there a Adam's Family cartoon?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, there was. Did I watch that? That's
I
old too. That's like
can't
Ethan. That's like your generation old too.
I know I don't remember watching that cartoon for some reason.
I saw it on
I
Boomerang
either.
when Boomerang was still a thing. That's when I was watching that.
Right on.
Yeah.
Okay, that's on me then. Yeah, for the Odd Parents, Odd Parents Family, Odd Parents. Yeah, that's a funny one too.
Yeah.
On the
ones in the week floaty crowny things. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Right on.
With the Jetsons or the Flintstones in there.
Yeah, I mean, it's okay. It's not one of the ones. It's iconic, but it doesn't mean it's
it's known, but no, I'm not replaying the Flintstones song.
I'm not gonna replay it. So here's a fun one though. The Simpsons. The Simpsons is kind of like the way it's not a lot to it, but you know that it's kind of it's kind of fun, pleasant style.
Family Guy spites.
yeah.
Just that boy, top. Most of the music in that show, bro, because Todd McFarlane was in his bag with the music for that show.
I think he did. He one upped himself when he went to American Dad. Like American Dad had like some action.
Oh, you mean Seth MacFarlane? Yeah, Todd McFarlane's the comic book artist. Yeah, Seth MacFarlane.
Seth MacFarlane. Yeah. Oh yeah. Whenever you do any R&B shit, I don't know if he did that or who did the R&B shit for Steve.
Yeah.
Daddy's gone. Literally, that video looked like the Too Sexy video in the desert with the shirts open.
We gotta give I mean, I know a lot of people don't like Teen Titans Go, but Beast Boy has some bops in that too. I gotta give some respect to him.
You mentioned Go, like the original Teen Titans. I like that one before.
Yeah.
When I go, like they had Beast Boy in his bag singing. The voice actor was doing like using his bag, and it's crazy. He's like a hippie white dude. Like I'm like, bro, you singing R&B like that? If you to see what he looks like, you'd be so surprised that he's saying that.
Blue-eyed soul is a thing. So I mean, hey,
I was like, yo.
Yeah. Of course, our boy Mike mentions Doug. Doug was. Oh yes, and then it speeds up when Skeeter and Pork Chop show up and stuff. So Doug was a classic.
Yeah. But I mean, out of all the Nickelodeon cartoon intros, I think the best one is That's Told by Ginger. I don't think they got any better than that.
Which one? Oh,
That's Told by Ginger with Macy Gray.
Oh yeah.
I never got into that.
I agree.
Totally Spies. Yeah, I've seen that. That was hard too.
What was a Totally Spies intro?
Granted, I was not watching that for the music. I was watching that for other reasons.
I know they
that in Wings Club.
Yeah, we all know the reasons. Teenage Charlie's
and that feeds into a future episode that we're having. That's animated crushes. That's coming. That is coming.
You want to say that's
maybe
next week we'll say a future episode.
It's gonna be a long one for me. I need to be like 30 people long.
Yeah, and so SpongeBob.
Oh god.
SpongeBob actually is a pretty cool. It's a fun one because I love the guy who does that voice like this. I like this guy's voice.
I think Craig's talking about like the songs from that show, like the movie.
Yeah. SpongeBob did have some bankers, like the episode when they were putting on the halftime show.
Yeah, right. I'm gonna need just about that many. I got too many.
It'll be a lot.
I watched a lot of cartoons as a kid.
I would say so for that episode, we just do the top 10, which maybe next week we may have to go more than 3. We may have to kind of cut back the real quick. We were structuring the show now is try to do a little bit of news or review at the top of the hour, and then get into the top 10 list later on. But we may have to make it because it'd be such a big list. We may have to focus just exclusively on the top 10 crushes.
Yeah, Zal, I might actually hit you up if you want to come join us for that one because I know you got some stuff there.
For sure, Daria. What is Daria?
Daria, that's a classic right there.
Daria's that's a great one.
That's a classic.
I mean, know what that is, but just don't remember the name.
Yeah,
that was a MTV cartoon, right?
It was a spinoff from Beavis and Butthead. Daria was in Beavis and Butthead's class.
Never mind, I did not watch that.
She was. I forgot about that. You are absolutely right.
Also, Justice League and Justice League Unlimited. I'm throwing that in there too. That music that opened.
I would say,
so
over the top. I like the Unlimited one more. Just like Unlimited.
Yeah, I'll give you that. But I made my own lyrics for that. Whenever theme song would play, like whenever they would flash each character's like logo or like show their silhouette, I would like freestyle my own words for that opening as it was playing. That's how much I love that. That's how much I love that show.
You have to okay, pretend. All right, and here's the Green Lantern single. Go freestyle.
I can't even remember what I said for that. I gotta go back. I'm gonna write it up. I'm gonna write it down next time I do it.
Yeah, you are. Yeah, you are. And I do have some bad news we have to address real quick. Yes, Zayada, you have to choose between your waifus. That's the whole point of the top 10 list. You have to choose between your waifus. So get ready. Start doing it now. Do y'all want to go ahead and just make that the declaration for next week's list?
Not waifus.
It's not 10 no waifus, but top 10 crushes, not waifus.
Yeah, I may not have to. If I do hit you up for it, you do not have to pick all women. It is you can pick whoever you want. It's your top 10 though.
Yeah, it's your own list, but you got.
I'm predicting some Sesshomaru on somebody's list. Like if we're bringing in women for that, Sesshomaru's gonna be on somebody's list.
All
the silver hair anime characters, they're coming.
Yeah,
you're gonna have Grimjow, Jaggerjack in that bit.
And real quick, because the reason he doesn't know about Daria is because he was born after the turn of the century. Yeah, he's a young bud. He's 22.
Chronologically challenged, is that the word?
That sounds like chromosomally challenged is what it sounds like. I'm like, don't say that. That sounds too similar. Oh
no, not chromosome.
Yeah, don't let the beard fool you. This beard de-ages me by like 30 years.
Yeah, the reason the show is called Then and Now is because I'm the then as far as way back old dude, and he's the now because he's much younger. And then Otis is kind of in the middle, right?
I'm just the and.
What you talking about, boy? Yeah, I can't. Is there any dudes?
You don't have to have guys. You don't need guys.
I'm trying. Should we put any guys on there we thought were just like cool? It just thought like would look good in real life.
Sure.
I'm trying to think like
all the silver-haired enemy people. Like that's like Kakashi, Gojo, Sesshomaru.
Bro, Gojo. At this point, it's annoying because all my homegirls.
You're right. There are that many silver hairs. There are a lot of silver hairs. I think. Like yeah.
And they all be according to my friends, they're all manholes.
Seven Deadly Sins, yeah, that's another one.
Oh yeah. Because here's the thing, though, even though the silver hair, they're usually like really young. Like he's not.
Unless you're Jiraiya.
Seven Deadly Sins, he's like one of the youngest ones.
Unless you're Jiraiya.
Yeah. I mean, Sesshomaru was a few hundred years old, but I mean, women still love him.
Right. Jiraiya looked good for his age, surprisingly. I ain't gonna lie. Once I saw how old he was.
The fact that Sesshomaru had kids with a 14-year-old girl, that kind of. Yeah.
You ain't nothing but a hound dog.
on that note, we gotta real quick though. We have to mention this. The elephant in the room we forgot to mention. The reason we did a top 10 music or cartoon opening song list was because Drake's. It was kind of we wanted to talk about Drake's album. We forgot to kind of mention that. But it's real quick in the last few minutes here.
We got two more things.
What did y'all think of Drake's album, which dropped, very recently?
Last Friday, I think it was.
Yeah,
last Friday.
Whenever the Warriors won, it was they dropped it. He dropped it midnight that night.
They celebrated by dropping that album. Okay, yeah.
Light Skins was down. Down a point after that. I know you liked it, Otis. So I'll let you go ahead and get your shots off first.
I mean. Yeah, Drake is still a thing. He dropped a very controversial piece of music because I mean it is very split between how people feel about it. Some people would really enjoy it; they think it's a vibe. Other people was like, "What the fuck is this?" Because I mean, it is a different type of music than what he usually does. It is not even remotely a rap album. Even like it's nothing rap about it. Like there's one rap song on it. It's the one with 21 Savage at the end.
It's hard.
It's a house music EDM album, so I enjoyed it. It's music that I'm very familiar with, and I listen to regularly, so I enjoyed it a lot.
I'll go next. I'm pretty sure Dev has the most negative opinion. I actually thought it was kind of chill. It was I don't listen to a lot of Drake anyways, but I thought it was a more chill. I wouldn't. If Drake was trying to be the artist or it was the greatest rapper of all time, no, this album does not secure that idea at all, but it's almost like a lo-fi album I play in the background while writing or why lo-fi girl they have on YouTube. It's like I can see them having like Drake's face, but he's sitting there at his computer with this kind of album, basically. So
yeah, it's album. You can take the album's trash thing off now. That thing's been sitting there for a minute. You gonna make it?
Sorry,
I don't think it's complete trash. I'm a big Drake fan. I grew up with Drake, like him and Cole, like as they developed, I was growing up, and I've heard Drake do different things. Like when he was doing One Dance and doing all his reggae stuff and even the British stuff, I thought, oh, that was cool. I've heard Drake go out of the box and do different stuff before, and it sounded good. A lot of this album just kind of sounded uninspired.
He did
Like
not
the
put a lot of effort in.
The whole album sounds like the same, like a
That's-
continuation of one song.
Yes, that's how they all kind of blend together. It did feel uninspired. It felt like I'm rich. I'm just making noise to make money. Not I mean, not in a bad way, but just like
You know what it
I
sounded
don't
like?
have a real message, or I'm not trying to get some stuff off my chest. Like in the last, like we talked before, in like the last Kendrick album, he clearly was dealing with some stuff. This is not the case.
Well, Drake ain't
No,
dropped
this
one of those albums in a
is
while.
a superficial, like
This was Beyonce's dropping soon. Let me get my money in before real quick. Because when she
Yeah.
drops, the whole world shutting down.
Yeah. So that's
Oh,
you know.
Yeah,
get
but
it.
literally, I would get up to skip a song and realize I'm 4 songs past what I was at before. Because they all sound like this. I'm like, bro, you can't do this. Like, it was
Like,
lazy. It was just lazy.
That album is going to be in some random nightclub played start to finish on repeat because people won't notice the album. Like you don't even have to mix it. It just
Right. A lot of black
you
people
just
do
let it play.
Yeah.
It's,
It's very
to
maybe
me,
that's what he's going for.
it's-
I don't know. I don't know Drake.
I guess.
But we're getting over time here. So real quick. So next week we are going to do. We're going to go ahead and do the top 10 crushes because we've basically everyone wants to talk about that. So if you want to talk about your top 10 crushes, Dev will set up a poll or a way to hit us up on all the.
I'll make a post about it on our socials, and you can just comment.
Yeah,
suggestions and things like that.
Yeah, chime in what you want to do, and because we'll probably have the whole episode dedicated to it, we may have a whole fan list of top 10 based off of an algorithm to figure out what their fans are, and we'll make a top 10 based off the fans. The fans' top 10 are these, and then the Then and Now squad. These are our top 10, and then maybe some crossovers too. And again, for the rules for this though is top 10. Is it animated crushes?
Animated. It could be cartoon anyway. At this point, because Otis did anime with this cartoon, we might as well do the same thing.
So it's just animated, animated, whatever, and it spans all of time.
That will not be from anime. I don't think any of them would be not from an anime.
You
might have one or two. Just give it a ponder. But this does span all of time, so it can be from if you have Betty Boop on there from the 30s, or if you have someone from
cough cough Shigo.
Anything.
Shigo makes the top 10 list. Yeah, she makes the top 10 list.
So everything is possible. Everything is fair game as long as but they have to be animated. They had to be animated.
Before we go, there's a serious topic that I wanted to kind of discuss with the guys to kind of just show some solidarity and the fact that women are a big part of our lives, and I have an appreciation and love for women. Obviously, with the Roe v. Wade case, well, that being overturned and not being protected federally now, I just wanted to speak in my part. Again, we are 3 different viewpoints on this, so I'm not speaking for my co-host, but for me in particular, I really wish that wouldn't have happened. It feels like I was in like a weird fantasy world where this was the thing, but I'm like, there's no chance that this actually gets overturned, because it's very odd to me that in a country where we preach freedom and like having the rights to bear arms and the rights to freedom of speech, that you will then now possibly have it set up to where we can tell somebody what to do with their bodies that will significantly alter not just their body for 9 months, but for the rest of their life. That's crazy to me.
Right.
And sometimes it could be it could be life-threatening depending on the case, especially if you're getting into like the last trimester of your pregnancy and it's said that at that point now that pregnancy may hurt you or have significant risk to you or something else. Like the fact that right to say I don't want this is not protected is crazy to me.
It does seem bizarre, and we're not trying to get too political on this show, but like Dev was saying, there are some things as far as health concerns. Another thing is just the idea that with everything going on, even with overpopulation and everything else, you're denying people the right just to choose how they want to live their life in some capacity, and it does seem bizarre that's what's being addressed most with all the shootings and everything. We're addressing this, so it seems a little off base in my opinion.
Yeah, something that I hope that this kind of wakes up people to is the fact that, one, this was an agenda that has been being pushed by the conservatives for a very long time. Their goal was to get this done for years. Like they have been since it was appealed in the first place, they have been working to get that repealed. We need to get to that level of organization if we want to have things actually push when it comes to any type of legislation in America. If
Right.
if they can repeal something like this, they can repeal anything.
Right.
But Broadway Board of Education, I'm just like, I made a joke about it. I'm like, they may do that shit next, honestly.
If that happens, that's not.
And I will love to say I'm just joking, and that's never gonna happen. But I never thought this would happen either.
Not anymore. We can't say that's. You never know. This world is not like they just said. I mean, Chris just said, Arizo just said, in the multiverse we are in the universe where the bad guys think they're the good guys, and because of that, they feel everything they're doing is justified, and they're not going to stop.
And this is my last point on it. I won't rant on it too much because I could go on all day about it, but it's just very hypocritical to me that in a country where we're a melting pot and we preach everybody to have their right to believe in whatever religious beliefs they are, for that to then be the main driving premise for having this be overturned is crazy to me, because you're forcing your religion on somebody that doesn't even follow your religion at that point.
Yeah, it's not separation of church and state. It's rooted in religion.
It's not. Yeah, it's clear what it is, but people just aren't going to acknowledge it, or people are going to get. Like, we may get shadow banned for this, and some people left after we started talking about it. So it is what it is. You came for one thing, but I felt like us being a male-dominated podcast and having female or women that come onto the show and people that we love, we'd be doing a disservice to not speak on it and showing that we are allies to the cause to some extent.
Right.
Doing the
best. You may not agree with this, and we get it, but that's just this is our opinions, you know.
All right, but you guys have any other anything to close out?
No, nothing real. I mean, just the biggest thing is there is no shame whatsoever in enjoying any openings or themes that slap. Enjoy them. Live your best life with them. Real quick, I have to address Kingdom Hearts 2. That game is not a banger, but I love listening to that opening song, Sanctuary, so many times when it first came out that my roommate, I would listen to it in the mornings when I got off work from working overnight graveyard shifts. And my roommate would hear me playing it, and he'd like wake up and say, "Turn that off!" He'd get so angry. And then he started playing the game himself, and he enjoyed the song so much. So later on in the mornings, I get up and listen to it over and over again. He would say, "Hey, how many times is that?" I say, "Oh, it's 5 or 6 times." I've listened to it over and over again. He goes, "Okay, just a couple more, then yeah, stop." He wouldn't stop me. He understood. So all that to say that these ridiculous songs that may seem kiddie or whatnot, they may bring you life. They may bring you joy. So when they do, don't be ashamed of that.
Make you smile as an adult. I'm grown as hell now, but I'll hear a certain tune and I'll be like, man, better times, happier times.
Yeah, that's what they're for. So enjoy it.
All right.
And then to comment on Zai's thing, the separation between church and state has never existed. The Pledge of Allegiance. That's all I have to say right there. The Pledge of Allegiance.
Yeah. All right.
Well,
guys, this has been another episode of the Then and Now podcast. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you for your Thank you for your support, and we hope for your continued support. Thank you everybody in the comment section for being so active and being a part of the show. We hope to see you guys next week, and for any projects we have, continue going forward. Just to do our daily church announcements for people that are maybe watching on any other platform. If you would, go over to YouTube, follow us on the Then and Now podcast, and subscribe to the channel. We're really pushed to get that to 1K, hopefully by the end of the year, but we'll see what the goal is, what we get by that point. But thank you guys for the support, and we hope to see you guys next week. This has been another episode of the Then and Now podcast, and we'll see you guys next time.
Pledge allegiance.
Houdini.